Oh, hello, everybody. We got the Rockwell podcast going on. We got a special guest here, Tim Learned.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Really good.
Awesome.
Wow, Tim sounds like he's done this his whole life.
This is like his, millionth
It's my
time.
second job.
Oh, it is?
No.
What radio station?
Well, can't give away my secrets,
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
What's the late night thing that comes on? It says, "Oh, call this number now for a partner."
Oh, yeah.
What is that called? What is live links? He's been doing live links. Tim does live links. I knew that voice sounded familiar.
Oh,
You know it, baby.
Well, Tim,
Yeah.
Tim, you've got a ton of sales experience. You've done
Yeah.
sales for a long time.
Yeah.
We met when I was just a kid, back when I was about Andy's age. A couple years.
Yeah, 22.
You were young then.
Yeah.
We were both young then.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
You came over, you had all this energy and swagger. You come fully dressed to the nines and like, "Hey, Josh, how's it going?" And like, "Oh, this guy's cool. He's being nice to me." There's a lot of, big time realtors around me, and I felt uncomfortable. But you came right over to me and invited me to lunch, and yeah, super, super nice. So
Thanks, man. How long ago was that? Like 15 years ago? Or 10 years ago?
Yeah, it was about 11 years ago, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I turned
Wow.
38 tomorrow, so.
I was at like 27 years old.
No. But Andy's not as good at math as I thought he would be, actually.
And he's a lender, too.
I don't
What are you doing?
understand.
No, just kidding.
You're good. You're turning 38. Minus 10. 28. Minus 1. 27.
27. I guess I'm not that good at math.
Yeah, what the heck, bro?
I'm sorry. That was my
What
fault. Oh my goodness.
So how long ago was it?
It was closer to 16 years ago. 16,
Yeah.
17 years ago.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, I was 20
Yeah.
when I got my real estate
Yeah.
license. So
We
right
were a
around
lot
then.
younger and didn't know as much back then, did we?
No, I've learned a lot. I remember the way I felt, like, just so, everything was so big, and I didn't know how in the world you're going to actually get a deal. How does that work? Is it really going to happen?
The complexity of a deal came easily. Right?
Yeah, well,
More
when it-
easily.
More easily. After you get that first deal, it feels a little bit better. But yeah, dude. So before that, though, what was your first sales gig?
So it's so funny because back in the day when I worked at Marriott, I used to do timeshare sales and timeshare kind of customer service. So being in that position, I was on the phone a lot and there was a lot of scheduling, a lot of accountability. So that's where I feel like I've picked up a lot of my sales skills. Was through that process.
How old were you?
Oh my goodness. I must have been probably about when I met you. Because you were 20 in the mid. I was lower 20s, like 22, 23.
22. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
when I started doing that.
Marriott.
Old Marriott timeshares. You got to love it,
Yeah, timeshare. I learned a ton of timeshare too. So you did scheduling for the frontline folks, right?
Yeah, so it would like tee up appointments for them in
Yeah.
addition to like
And for the masses, what is frontline?
more like the front end sales. So like when somebody would want to buy a timeshare or interested in a timeshare week, I would tee it up to them. I would actually sell the sales executive to be selling it.
I think for the masses, when you get invited to go and listen to a presentation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and by going, you're going to get a fruit basket and a free stay somewhere,
Or 2 movie tickets or
or
something.
2 movie
Yeah.
tickets. Yeah. But that's
Not
what it
one,
was.
but
A fruit basket was like a big deal. You get a fruit basket. And that's
Yeah.
what you'd pitch as a fruit basket, right?
Well, that was part of the pitch. I mean, the pitch was more than the fruit basket. You pitched the timeshare. I don't know. Not everybody's going to sit there for an hour and a half over a fruit basket. It's going to be pretty darn good fruit to do that,
That's some legendary fruit.
So me and Tim have some
Yeah.
similarities because my first real sales gig was for Trend West, later Worldmark, later Wyndham. And yeah, so I did the same exact thing.
Picking up the appointments.
Yeah, but I pitched the fruit basket hard.
More than the 3 free nights or whatever.
It was like you get an apple and you get a banana, but on top of that, you're gonna get a Hershey bar.
Oh, well, the Hershey bar. That's not fruit.
Why do you want fruit in your gift in your basket? You need baskets.
You
Why
can
would
mix
you
the
want
chocolate
fruit in a
with
fruit
it.
basket? That's a terrible idea.
You gotta throw some chocolate in there.
Yeah,
Mix it
dude.
up a little bit.
That was I would hold out though. I would say, you get apples, you get bananas, and then I'd say, are you in?
Yeah.
You love vacationing. You see how your life can change by taking your family out to vacation more. So are you willing to come in and change your life? We'll give you a banana and an apple.
Ooh.
I don't know. I think I need a chocolate bar too to come in.
They don't know about the chocolate bar. So they would say, I don't know, or whatever. And I say,
Yeah.
well,
No.
let me see if I can sweeten the deal just a little bit for you. Yeah, sweeten. And I'd say, let me go. I'm going to put you on hold real quick. I'm going to just talk to my manager, see if there's something I can do. Do you mind holding for maybe 2 minutes?
Sure, I don't mind.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Elevator music.
I say, okay, hey Tim, you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, you're not gonna believe this. I caught him at a good time. Seriously, he's walking out the door. He just didn't want to deal with me, and he said, if you come in, we're gonna give you a Hershey's bar with almonds,
Oh, it has
Oh.
almonds?
and you get the apple, and you get the banana.
Oh, well, I'm there. What time are we meeting?
Oh, we got an opening tomorrow, 11. Blah blah blah. So that's all it took.
And people would come in and meet and
Yeah,
buy timeshare points. or
Wow.
whatever.
pretty.
The $5 extra in value.
Yeah.
Well, it
and
was an
pot.
expensive Hershey's, $5. I think a
Sweet.
Hershey's bar is probably $1. Back then, it was like 25 cents.
After inflation.
Yeah, but that's like the sell. And that's
Yeah.
like kind of.
It primed you for what you're doing now, right?
Oh yeah, and I
Yeah.
love sales. I love communicating with people and talking to people.
Mhm.
And but you're the guest. So what do you love about?
Honestly, what I love about sales, and I know this sounds cheesy. Hopefully, this doesn't sound, because it really, like, for me, it is about helping people. You know what I mean? Obviously, we do this for a living, right? Like, this is how we provide for our families. However, at the core of it, like, for me, the most satisfaction I get is when I know I'm helping people. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
that's knowing I'm making a difference. Like, some of my most gratifying transactions are first time home buyers. Because they're kind of been scratching, they put money together, that down payment, and to qualify, get that score up, and then when you get them in the house, like, it's honestly like, sometimes it's emotional, you know?
Oh yeah, I cry all the time on sales. It's because I'm serious, I'm weird. But if I
Yeah.
have a real strong connection with somebody, and you're making a transaction, you're getting paid for literally making a connection with somebody, and and teaching them on the why it makes sense for them and all that kind of stuff.
You're
It's
financially
really
helping them. Yeah.
financially
Yeah.
helping.
Yeah.
With real estate, it's incredible because what are they getting in the end? They're getting real estate, and we live in a state where, holy cow, if you
Yeah.
own real estate, you're going to gain equity. Like
Something real, something tangible they can call their own, and that pride of ownership, you know?
yeah, it's really hard to take out of your house, so it's a good way to save money.
Yeah. And it's amazing because, I mean, you've been doing this a while too. So, like, the next most gratifying thing is when you, at that 2-year mark, because of capital gains and all that stuff, like, you help somebody right at that 2-year mark, and they've owned the house 2 years, and then they have like 50, 60, 70 on up, thousands of dollars to put towards the next house, right? And then you can level up, and you can be a part of that process when they level up as they grow their family.
Oh yeah,
So that's a great part of it too, is just being
Oh,
there for the
yeah.
journey of it.
yeah, it's really.
Mm.
Yeah, I just sent out Happy Thanksgiving, mail, and I got one back saying, "Thank you so much, Josh, for helping us throughout the years. Remember, you helped us with our house, you helped us with the home loans." And I was like, "Oh, that's so cool," because I helped him with a house when I was 22.
You're part of
I'm
that process to
38.
start. Yeah.
Yeah, now I have
Wow.
Yeah.
multiple homes,
Like
and
15 years ago.
yeah, and if you do it right and you have multiple houses, then all of your expenses are being paid for incoming cash flow rentals.
Exactly. And you're building multiple properties along with it.
So cool.
Yeah.
Coolest sell. Better than timeshare.
Better than time.
And it's definitely a lot better than timeshare. Timeshare sales. I mean, it's a bigger, the thing for
I don't
me,
mean to pigeon you into
Yeah.
a corner, the timeshare higher ups are gonna come. You're gonna
Come
get
get me.
followed home or something. I could just
They're
see
going to
that
come
happening.
on the way.
Yeah.
Find me.
It's all real estate though, actually.
Yeah.
Timeshare, you still hold a real estate license.
Yeah, because you have that deeded week or
Yeah.
points or
Oh no.
or
Oh, for you as an agent, a salesperson, you have to get a timeshare agent license in order to sell it.
you do?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay, that's right. You were setting up the appointments.
Yeah.
If you talk and you close
But
transactions,
if I was actually
then-
doing
Yeah.
closing of it.
Okay, yeah.
Crazy
Which I did
Yeah.
that for 5 years. I did the
closing of it.
closing
For
of it
5
over
years.
the phone. Yeah.
Which do you enjoy more, loans or timeshare? Is it different?
I think this is a lot. You got to work with numbers, and you got to work with homes too. And I started, I don't know. It just kind of all come full circle because I had my real estate license for 8 years, and then did timeshare full time during that time. And now it's full circle. Now I'm doing the mortgage side of things. I love what I do.
And
I
you're
don't
good
know.
at it. Great. You look great at it. So
Hey, thanks.
yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, as long as I
Yeah.
look good doing it, that's all I care about. Yeah.
It's all about how you
Yeah.
look, right?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, like what do I look best?
Oh,
What do you
Andy,
do
what are we
with
gonna do with this
swagger?
guy? Come on.
Yeah. Wait, so how did you move from timeshares to real estate?
So it's funny because when I was doing the timeshares, there's a certain
Yeah.
cap in income, right? Because you can only do so much setting the appointments and
Yeah.
working in the customer service side of it.
Yeah.
So it just got to be a point where I'm like, okay, if I want to be able to provide for my family, allow my wife to stay home with her kids, I need to make a transition into something that I could see as being a full career. So that's what started the transition was just seeing that. And then don't get me wrong, it was scary going to real estate school because I was comfortable in the timeshare position, right? Like I was comfortable where I was at.
Yeah.
So it was a leap of faith going in, taking that. Back then when I did it, you had to go online. You had to go in person. Now you can do it
Yeah.
all online. You have to go in person at Stringham to go. Did you go to
Oh, yeah.
Stringham? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did it in
Yeah.
person too.
And you had to go and sit in the classes. You had to put the VHS cassette in or whatever back
Oh,
then.
wow.
You remember that?
VHS.
I don't.
Or maybe you did it way
remember-
after I did. So maybe they changed it. But
No, I did. I think I did use some of the classes were on video at that time. Not all of them were.
with Marty
So-
Stringham
with
and all,
Marty,
yeah.
his wife. Oh, actually,
And then there were live classes too.
No, so it was Marty. Is Marty's
The husband.
the husband?
Yeah.
Sorry, and then his wife
Is it Jill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
mostly,
Mm.
but it was half and half. And poor Marty, he was like, he created this awesome, system and great, but he was like checked. He was starting to end. He was coming at the
He was
tail
on
end
the
of
downhill
retirement.
curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I learned a
yeah.
lot from them.
Oh.
They were awesome, and Jill, his wife, was super nice. I called in with questions all the time. She answered, and it was really cool. But it was half and half when I did.
When you did, okay, yeah. See, a lot of mine were live. Then you'd go sit in that room and in this little side room and do video. But anyway, so balancing that with work, and then really the leap. I call it the leap of faith. Like anybody asks me, like when I train agents, they say, "What would you recommend?" I said, "Well, you got to burn the boats. Like you can't have your part-time job and try to do real estate. You have to just cut it. You have to burn the boats, go full speed ahead." So I call it the leap of faith. So when you're doing that, like you're not making money, right? Because you quit your job and you're just basically getting into the business of real estate. So when I did that, that was the scariest part. And then once I realized how much fun it is, like meeting people, going out and simplifying the process, like you talked about when you first got into it, right? Like is simplifying that process, and then it becomes second nature. And then as I started, my first year, I believe it was it I got in February of 06. I think my first year I did 12 deals. And those 12 deals back then was more than I made at Marriott when I was there. So it actually replaced my income, and then, catapulted into like, and just from there, just to continue to produce. But it is scary at first for any new agents out there that,
so how did you do 12 deals in the first year? I feel like most agents don't do 12.
I was super excited. I was telling people at Marriott before I quit, like, hey, I'm getting my license. I know you're going to use me. I was just ignorant. Like, it was one of those things I was just like telling everybody, just excited and getting the word out. And those first, probably 9 of the 12 deals were people from Marriott. And the other ones were just people just on the phone, just talking to people, doing leads.
Yeah, timeshare is a cool community. And like, once it's like kind of like a brotherhood. You get in it. You guys spend a ton of time together because you're right next to each other's cubicles. And I've done so many deals for my fellow timeshare coworkers.
Oh, yeah. You become great friends with them because you're with them all day.
Oh, yeah.
In the cubicle.
I talk to like a good majority of them and hang out with a good majority. Now,
still to this day, 15 years later.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's 12 years, whatever, however many, 12 to 15, whatever. We're both just old. Let's just however long ago it was.
Yes, 5 years later.
Has it only been 6 years?
Okay, really? So mine's confusing because I did it in high school, right?
Yeah, before you got into real estate.
But that was calling on, that was doing what you were doing, is setting up those appointments for the frontline guys.
Yeah.
I did that for a year. I was a senior in high school. And then I did security sales for
like
first line. And then I went to RC Willie, did 5 years in electronic and appliance sales, learned how to sell warranty. During that time, I got my real estate license, and I was working part-time with real estate.
So you're doing all these little bunch of different sales.
Yeah,
jobs.
Learning a ton, try to absorb everything. And then, 5 years into RC Willie, I decided to go back to Trend West or World Market at that time and do upgrades. And that's you on the phone,
like upselling
deals. Yeah, upselling. Yeah. You say you got a week. Well, why don't you have 2?
2 weeks are better than 1.
2 is better than 1. Come on.
Why go to Hawaii for just 1 week when you can go for 2? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be half off.
Yeah. And then I decided to go full time with more. It's 5 years after that.
Crushed it.
First year, no. First year was crushed. First year I had to learn a ton. There's a lot to it. You got a lot of things you got to remember.
That process, the learning, the growing pain.
Oh yeah. First year was rough.
Yeah.
And luckily I found a good brokerage with a great mentor and started crushing it.
Yeah. Opened your own. See, there it is.
Yeah, and then decided, hey, let's do it on. Let's do that. I'm loco, man.
Craziness. How do you work with this guy,
Dude, I'm still figuring it out.
In small doses, right? No, just kidding. But I love real estate. Real estate is, the thing is, you have to have you have to believe in the product. Like for a little while there, I sold vacuums and I didn't work because I didn't believe in the product, right? You have to believe in what you're selling, like mortgages or real estate or investments, and it's just part of that process.
Oh, belief. Yeah.
The belief in what you're doing.
Wow. Yeah. That's a huge one.
Yeah. It's like believing it so much that it's going to help the consumer.
Right? And you believe you're making a difference to that consumer.
Yeah. It's like they're going to be sorry. Almost.
If they go with them, like the mindset I have to have is like, that if they go with someone else, they're going to it's a disservice to them. They have to go with me.
Yeah.
Over this other agent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see that. Yeah. Belief. Okay.
You feel that
belief,
too?
Oh, yes. Oh, me over everybody else. Yeah. We're crushing it right now. Closes are like 7-day closes every time.
That's what it's about. You're getting them in the house quicker. You're getting them better rate. You're getting all that good stuff.
Well, really, it's about the follow up and like getting to know the people too. Like, I care about my clients. I share the story how I have clients that I've been with me and stuck with me. Didn't matter what I was selling for 16 years. So
Because they believe in you.
Yeah, and I really genuinely like getting to know people too. And
you don't see them as a transaction, you see them as a person and their families as family.
Yeah. I've tried.
I get that.
I've had commission breath though.
Oh, we all do. Right? At times,
it's happened.
It's
dude. I didn't know that's what you called it.
Oh,
so.
commission.
Oh, and they can smell it. The client can smell it.
Oh.
Commission breath.
As soon as you have commission breath, you're done.
Yeah, can't ever be about. Like,
yeah.
I had an agent once, and she's like, "I need to close this by the 24th." It was like the 24th of July. I'm like, "Oh, why? Is the client going to be in trouble?" "Oh no, I need it for this vacation I'm taking." I'm like, "It's not about you. It's about the clients here,
Oh, wow.
Putting their commission in front of the client and almost making the deal fall apart because, not even going to the client for an extension because she needed it for her trip.
Yeah. Oh, what was that agent's name?
I can't say. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus.
Yeah, okay, that's another good topic. Disparaging your competition.
Yeah,
dude, I've been tempted so bad
to throw people under.
Oh yeah.
I feel like everyone gets tempted to an extent.
Oh,
it's just whether you do it or
that
not.
moment of like. You get that, like, whether it could be anything, like I'm on the phone with an airline and it's a bad customer service I want to get on Facebook. Forget these guys. Don't ever fly with them. Or, this brokerage, I can't, or this builder. A lot of times it's builder. Yeah. Oh, I can't believe it. They stole my client. I've worked showing this buyer for 6 months. And then they go in on a Saturday when I'm out of town and sign with a builder. And I'm like, I just want to throw that builder under the bus.
Dude.
And I'm like, but wait, you got to.
Hey, no, wait. Builders are free game, bro.
They're free game.
Yeah.
Oh, they should be free game.
They own the Capitol. That's against them, dude.
But the funny thing is, when I see another agent like throw another builder on the bus, I'm like, my first thought is like, man, I can't believe they said that builder's name. Like, I can't believe they threw them under the bus. And I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. That's like,
it makes you look bad. The client's gonna know that that's not good. It feels wrong because then in their head they're like, oh well, you're making me feel like I'm dumb because I brought up that I might want to use them.
Yeah, or you find out after the fact. They call you. It's the call of shame. Hey, I know you've been showing me the last 150 houses over the last 6 months, but I did go in this weekend and we had a great deal with this builder. But thank you, and you're like.
But thank you.
You're like, yeah. I'm glad I don't say the first thing that comes to mind. I take a deep breath and just kind of.
I know you miss your son's first birthday. I know that you miss
Mother's Day
and your 20-year anniversary. You missed all Mother's Day. I just want to say thank you. Anyways, we're gonna go with them, but guess what? I'm
getting you a Hershey bar.
Yeah, look at the Hershey bar with almonds.
We sent you a Hershey bar in the mail. But Tim, you're a great guy.
By the way, do you remember helping us in timeshare?
Oh, yeah, you're the ones.
Here's your almond Hershey back.
Yeah, take it. Here's your Hershey. Oh, payback.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's just funny how that works in this game. I think if you've been in this game, real estate or loans long enough, it happens to everybody.
Oh yeah. But yeah, you just gotta hold back.
Go with it. Know that like next, right? What's the saying? Some will, some won't. So what next? Right?
No, that's too long for me to remember. They do or they don't.
Just next.
Or what did we learn?
I got next.
You replace that one. Like if that one happens, you just replace it with something.
You replace it. So you replace it.
Don't get too high, too low. Just stay with it.
Yeah, you're upset. You didn't get that deal. That's great. You know what you need to do. You know what solves all problems?
What's that?
More deals.
More work. Yeah. Back to work. Replace it. Yeah. Hit the phones, right?
Yeah, dude.
We're prospectors, aren't we?
Yep, that's what we are, prospectors.
Or they call it lead gen now. Prospecting sounds.
Is that what they call it in the back in the day? Over lead gen?
Well, like Gold Rush?
It used to be called prospect. Yeah, I'm a Mike Ferry. I used to coach with Mike Ferry. And they call it prospecting. Then he changed it to lead gen or conversations, or really at the end of the day,
it's prospecting.
It's talking to a lot of people. Yeah.
Let's just keep it with prospecting. I think
keep it simple, right?
Yeah. One word.
They're looking for.
So I remember when we were working together, they had a book club. This is over at
in timeshare.
Oh, and no, sorry, real estate.
Oh,
yeah, we had a book
over at Everest, right?
Back
in the day.
Oh, yeah. What are some of your favorite books that you?
One that we did that we read a bunch of books back then, but the Think and Grow Rich is huge.
Oh, this is so people don't know this, but this is before YouTube and before Facebook.
Audible.
This is when we're all on MySpace.
With Jared, what was his name? Tom or Jared or whatever?
Yeah, Jared was our only friend.
Yeah.
If Jared was,
he was my best friend on MySpace.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, we did. Yeah, we read a bunch of good books in there. I mean,
Richest Man in Babylon. I remember
that's a good one.
George. Let's. Small.
Yeah, what was the one?
George would pick this. It's small.
Og Mandino, the greatest salesman in the world. That little red book.
Yes,
that's a good one.
Yep.
What's the one out of that about that fish market up in Seattle? Something selling. Pike's Market or something of there.
Pike's Market. What the heck was that one?
Super Selling, or I forgot the name of it, but that was a good one too.
Well, it was like every month, so yeah, it was a ton.
Yeah, I mean, each week we would go through. Every month we'd go through a book, but every week we'd.
Think and Grow Rich is probably by Napoleon Hill. That one sticks out a lot.
That one was a good one. That's one to go by.
Yeah. What about Zig Ziglar? Pickle.
I didn't
Pickle Clothes. You didn't read it? Oh, really?
I thought did the red book because I was back at Keller Williams back then, so read the red book for
the red book. I think
real estate.
Oh, I think the red book was written by the same guy that the Sells Bible,
like Gary Keller over at Keller Williams, or him or one of them.
Yeah.
That's a good one as well for agents getting in. Like if agents are like, "What do I need to learn real estate?" I'm like, read that book.
Tom Hopkins, the art of selling real estate.
Tommy Hopkins
and the art of selling. Sorry, the art of selling.
The art of selling.
The art of selling.
You probably never heard of him. You're so young, huh?
Tom Hopkins.
Oh, I told him to.
Yeah,
he just told me about it like 2 weeks ago or something. Tom Hopkins. Yeah, but I've heard of like Think and Grow Rich. I think those are like mindset books almost.
And any Tony Robbins, like Tony Robbins is huge for just being able to like.
I've never read Tony Robbins.
Tough mindset. You can just snap and go to whatever, just like that.
Yeah, I just want him to stay in the Shallow Hal version, like whatever that version of Tony Robbins is. I don't want to ruin it, so
keep it simple.
Yeah, let's keep it with that.
Yeah,
but okay. The Art of Selling is incredible by Tom Hopkins. It's just no.
I got to read that. I haven't read that. I need to read it.
It's the green book, and then he has The Art of Selling Real Estate too.
Why is it green for money?
Probably. I don't know. I didn't ask him. I didn't.
Yeah, why is it not yellow or something? Yeah.
What?
Oh man.
Why would it be yellow, Andy?
Yellow represent peace and selling.
Seems a little racist to me. It's green.
We're cutting that part out, right? No,
yeah. Nothing's coming from him. It's coming from him. It's totally fine.
We're gonna get the laughs from that.
He's all mad. The green book is for Irish folks.
Green. Lucky the Irish. Oh, you guys.
So what else, Tim? What else is new?
What else? Just, I mean, I gotta tell you, man, it's been fun the last couple of years, don't you think? Like, I didn't tell you, like, we went through. It's so funny because when I first got into real estate, like, and maybe this is for you as well, because it was during that period. It almost seemed like the market was like just a little bit. It didn't get too high or one extreme or the other. It was almost like it was a semi buyers or semi sellers. But these last 3 years since the pandemic, like it's been either it's a great seller's market and buyers are getting, you know what, or right now it's like it's flipped, you know? So it's just, so just the one extreme to the other. So
2017, 2018, I don't know. So after we got in 2007. So like we got in when it was supposed to be really hard and you were crushing it. You did 12 even when it was
really 06.
Yeah.
I was
William.
rookie of the year at Keller. So in 07, I did 30 and was rookie of the year for their 08, for their 07, because I moved to Keller in the middle.
Wow,
From
dude.
that,
And you were with some heavy hitters, man. I mean,
at Keller.
oh yeah, who's
South
with
Valley.
you?
I was down there. I had Mike Carmody, Charlotte,
Hey,
Tom, and
dude.
all
So we, because I started at Keller Williams,
But you
and
were
then
at the
I went
Utah
to
branch,
Everest.
weren't you? At the one in Midvale?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the one in Riverton.
Oh.
With
Oh.
Caprice Gun and the Claire Gun and
Oh.
and
I
all.
see.
Yeah, so it was a whole, like, down there with oh gosh, who was the principal broker at Realty Path? Forgot it. Mike. Anyways,
Oh, okay,
but
gotcha.
yeah, we'll cut
So
that out. Just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah, if you want, yeah, whatever
But
you want.
yeah, but no, you know what I mean. Like, it was.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's just, so for anybody that's listening to this that's new, like, just know this is the extreme of one to the other.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it's
Anybody
I mean,
that got in this year, just
or even in the last 2-3 years.
just try your best. Don't
it's
freak
like,
out.
yeah, like
It's
it'll steady out.
work your butt off, but
Oh yeah,
but it's weird. It's gonna keep whipsawing, I think, for a while.
yeah.
It's like maybe a bouncy ball that just, got dropped and it's kind of like
And now we're shifting to the other side. Yeah, with rates going down a little bit. Now
Yeah.
you're starting to see people, come out. I actually think this is the best buying market. Everybody asks me, when's it best to buy? Was it 2 years ago when the rates were low, or now? I actually think it's now, because of the difference in just what the buyer can get in negotiating, right? Like, 2 years ago, it was like the lottery. You had to go 100,000 over. You didn't get any inspections. You didn't get anything. The sellers were like, yeah, you can buy my house and overpay. Where now you're getting concession, and we're talking, this major concessions now. So I actually like this as for a buyer.
Yeah, they're like, okay, we can go with your offer or we can go with this offer. This guy doesn't even need an appraiser. He's paying cash. And he doesn't care that there's half of a roof on the house. Like,
he just wants the house.
He wants 100 over asking. Yeah, dude.
He'll pay whatever.
Dude,
Yeah.
so that makes it, people that think they're going to wait for rates to drop, especially if they're new home buyers. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad for them. They have the wrong mindset.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, they're going to have a heck of a time.
Because what's going to happen when rates drop? Guess what's going to happen, right? Pricing's going to go back up. You're going to get multiple offers over appraisal. It's just going to be back to maybe not as crazy as it was pandemic wise, but it's going to shift back to.
It's going to be more expensive next year.
More expensive. This year. Prices are going to go back up.
Oh, yeah. More. Hey, can you grab my water? I need a smaller water jug. It's huge.
But yeah, I mean, I just would point that out to the new agents. I mean, other than that, I mean, just stay the course, stay with it, learn. The other thing is, like, sometimes we all want to be perfect every day, right?
What should agents be doing now to prepare and stay the course?
I think agents right now should be prospecting every day, setting their schedule up so that they have that time, that 1 to 2 to at least an hour a day to just talk with people. I mean, that's what it is conversations. And if agents aren't having those conversations, here's the reason. The phone's not ringing like it used to. Here's the thing. Buyers now, it's not like they're like saying, hey, Josh, I want to buy a house because the rates are 6-7%, right? But when they were 2-3%, people were like, I want to because I want to take advantage of this. So what's happening now is we're not getting people reaching out with the want. It's more the need. You know what I mean? So we have to go out and find the need more than, the want usually comes to us. We need to go hunt and find the need. So that's why it's important now to get those habits of prospecting. Don't you think?
That's what we're realizing. I think with most buyers right now, it's not that they want to buy, but it's like they need to buy. Either relocation, they got a new job, or they want to move up to a bigger house.
Upsize, downsize.
Whatever. Right. Yeah.
I mean, the want has to be so strong. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. To be able to be able, here's the thing. I've got some clients right now where it's like they don't want to put their listing low enough price wise because they don't need to move. They just want to move. They want to move to a condo from a house, or they want to upsize. The thing is, though, if they don't need to, they won't price it as low as it needs to be now to sell it. That's the thing, right? The motivation isn't strong enough for a want.
And then what's going to happen when pricing increases with that client? when the purchase price increases.
Well, they're going to sell their house for more, but they're going to pay a ton more. For
You know
the
what
ones
they're going to do
buying.
is they're going to say, we need to raise the sell price.
Exactly. We need to raise up the listing price even more than what it's
make
worth.
it harder. That's probably going to happen.
They just don't want to make it easy, right?
They don't want to make it easy.
Well, they don't realize the house that they were going to buy is now going up like theirs is going up.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of the nature we're in right now.
Yeah. Well, one thing that's really cool is that we have a lot of cool ways to buy down the rate, like the temporary buy downs. Temporary buy downs are a new thing. They only started doing this because they needed to generate loans. They needed to do more loans when it started to crash.
Because rates got too high, they want to absorb it a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. So those are going to go away, and that makes it so that's going to go away. Also, DSCR programs are going to go away. I only started seeing those coming around when they needed to generate more loans. So,
and as the rates go down, they're not going to need to generate as many because the people are going to be coming out of the woodwork to buy again.
Yeah,
it's going to drive prices up and lower take perks, right?
Yeah. So if say it's a new homeowner or it's a new home buyer and they only have 3.5 or they have nothing down. How the heck are they going to get a home when they're going to compete against 30 different offers and one offer is going to have a 50 over asking price?
They don't. They can't.
Yeah. And we're in Utah. In Utah, geez, the average home price is like, how much do you think, Andy?
Average home price? I mean, I think is in Salt Lake, isn't it like 550?
And that upper fives, lower sixes.
Yeah. 550, 600.
Yeah. Median.
Dude, they're going to have such a hard time. They need to get, those new home buyers need to get into a home ASAP. I feel like they have a 3-month window here.
And our inventory isn't massive either. We were at 8,500 as of this morning. So, which isn't a ton of homes across the Wasatch Front. You'd think it would be. It's not. I mean, you figure you gauge it when you're above 10,000. You know, that's an extra amount. So, I mean, we're not sitting on a ton of inventory as well. That's why the prices haven't been coming down. You think when rates go up, prices would come down to offset it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've seen both still climb. I mean, it's not going up like it was, but it's still going up what? Maybe 1% every quarter.
I think it's 2 to 3.
Yeah. So I mean, it's going
yearly.
Up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one every quarter. So you're seeing that, right? You're still seeing prices go up with the rates being high. Let's just call it what it is, right?
Yeah. So higher, if it does drop, when it does drop, it's going to go up exponentially.
It's become a feeding frenzy. Everybody's going to want to buy because they're worried they don't know how long the rates are going to stay low.
Yeah. And then those buyers that needed seller concessions
ain't happening anymore.
It's gonzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we saw a couple of years ago, you and I have had conversations about this back when we were going through the pandemic and COVID era, was if you were an FHA buyer and you had 10 conventional offers in there, yours was number 11 because they didn't want to they wanted a conventional buyer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, FHA buyers end up being more difficult.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And it's kind of sad because there's like, it really doesn't matter, but they are seen as less because they typically have a little bit lower credit scores or whatever.
And the appraisal, it's a little bit stricter appraisal too.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
more items come up on it.
So. Yeah, you got to strap down those water heaters, everybody. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Or the big one I had on a lot of FHA ones was peeling paint, and you have the seller out there painting in the winter, and they're like, oh, I could take this FHA buyer, maybe potentially have to do that. Or I could just go with the conventional and I know it's clean.
Yeah, you just watch the game. I don't have to worry about going outside in the cold.
25 degrees outside.
Yeah, dude.
Before the snowstorm, you know. So I mean, you do have all those challenges but now as a buyer, you can.
Dude, nobody even cares. There is like FHA, great, dude. You know,
great.
We love it.
I have a seller paying $20,000 in concessions to do a 3-2-1 buy down for a buyer, and it's like they're happy to do it because that's the only offer they have, right? So they're gonna work with that buyer.
Wow. $20,000
on for a 3-2-1 buy down.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's what's going away, dude.
So we're gonna see that shift again. So it's just, I mean, in any market, I guess you're gonna have some sort of, you're gonna have an advantage for one side and disadvantage for the other. So you just have to the motto is work all the time. Just keep working. build your pipeline.
And what I obsess about is my past clientele. Like, I'm not reaching out to them. I'm not doing, newsletters and thank you cards. Like, in the back of my head, I'm like, there's somebody out there that's willing to do that,
And they'll poach them off of you.
And when times are better, good, I might not see that client again. So I like kind of obsess about that. You gotta hit up your past clientele a lot.
Oh, if you're not talking to one of the first things I learned is if you're not talking to your past clients, somebody else is.
Well, isn't it like 80% of buyers don't use this first real estate agent they use or something? It's like a pretty high percentage.
Yeah, they do.
Something like that.
Yeah, so you want to keep that relationship because most of the time when they go buy another house, they use a different agent because the agent sold them the house didn't stay in touch with them.
I feel like we have the easiest jobs is because we're both selling the best asset somebody can buy.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real estate.
So what do you do with your past clientele? Then how do you reach out to them?
So I actually have a system where once a month I follow up. So it's a text system once a month, and I call them quarterly.
Tech system or text system?
A text system.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So basically, like I'll take, like let's say I'm at the beginning, so I'll take my A's. I have a system. I have an Android, so it's called Mighty Text. It's an app.
How's an Android?
I'm ancient.
You know what that is?
Android?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just learning.
Poor guy. Poor guy. Jeez, man. But so basically, there's an app.
Is that like dial-up or?
It's like AOL dial-up flip phone. It's a flip phone.
Dude, I collected those AOL yellow pages anytime they'd come over to our apartment complex. I would just like
you'd call
gather everybody's yellow pages.
Oh my god!
So I could go back home and use the internet. No, don't use the internet.
The free minutes you'd have.
Yeah, the free minutes.
It's a dial-up.
My neighbors were like, "Where the hell's my yellow page?" That's the 12-year-old kid that can't get off StarCraft,
So anyway, what I do. So what I do, I have a system in there where I have all my past clients in SOI, and I do it by last name. Have it like for male and female. And then what I do is I send a group text. Like, let's say today is the letter A. I go in there and I text all the people in the A category and just say, and I keep it really simple. It's not like, hey, you want to buy a house or you want to sell. It's more indirect. It's like, hey, did you hear about, if it's the guys, I tend to be like, okay, did you guys see the Jazz game last night or something? I start with something off that's really just kind of a conversation starter. And then it turns into these little text threads, these conversations, and then eventually it'll get to a point where they're like, I'll bring up, hey, how's your work going? And they'll answer or they'll tell me, and then they'll say, hey, how are you doing? I'm like, oh, great, insane, right? And so then you start bringing it in, and so I'm having those conversations through text, and then I reach out to them and call them once a quarter.
Okay, your texts are going out how much? Say
once a month.
Get it? Oh, sorry. Okay.
So I break the 26 letters of the alphabet into 20 days because there's basically 20 work days in the month. So so let's say this was the first of the month. I do or the next letter. I in my calendar I have it like, okay, I did A's yesterday, so I'm doing B's today. Then I'll do C's tomorrow, and so on. So I just make sure each day it's just what I do first thing. Just reach out and text. Half of them don't answer. Some do. Some are like, hey, I can't talk today, but at least I'm in front of them. The biggest thing is having them hear me, because here's the thing. I used to do it with calls and not text. But here's the thing. I get a lot of voicemails now because everybody likes to text.
Yeah.
So getting in front of them text wise is you're at least I'm in front of them once a month. Whether they respond or not, I send it out. I'm always adding to it. And if I have someone that tells me, oh, stop texting me, then I'll take them off the list, whatever. But then it's my way of staying in front of them. And that's how I do it, like monthly.
It's so funny when people say, when it's like, okay, so I'll say, oh, hey, happy birthday. Hope you're having a good day. What, are you doing anything fun today? And I'll hear, hey, don't text me anymore. I'm sick of it.
Or the worst,
don't wish me happy birthday.
I'm like, whoa, dude.
Don't wish
you
me.
could have done that on a different text. Like, why the birthday text?
Yeah, come on, I'm giving you some love on your birthday.
Yeah, or Christmas.
Yeah,
you know what the worst
so
response is, and this is for people that are just starting to do this. If you try this, is they're like, "Who's this?" And I'm like, I failed. Because
Yeah.
they're like, who is this? Who's texting me? I don't know this person. And I'm like, this is Tim, the guy that sold you a house a couple of years ago. And oh, Tim, what's up? You know,
Oh, yeah.
or they're like, oh, who? I don't remember you. And then those are the worst. Like the ones that say I'm, you know, or don't respond. That's like, okay, whatever. But it's kind of a punch to the gut when they're like, that just shows I'm not doing my job, you know, as well as I should be if they're
Yeah.
asking that. So,
Wonder if there's something funny you could say to him.
when they respond like that.
Yeah.
The guy that you see that living room you're sitting in, that's because of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no. So yeah. So I mean, just that. I mean, I think it's just staying top
I
of
think
mind.
that's super smart. I think the whole jazz game thing is super, super smart. I don't do that enough. I definitely could incorporate that in my own.
Just small talk
business.
with them. You know?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
But then you make sure one a
In
year,
text.
1 month a year, the texts are about real estate, just so they know you are a professional. But you don't want it. You've had that guy that sells life insurance or does something, and you know he calls or she calls, and you're
You
just like,
know.
and you're like, oh crap, I can't take this. You don't want to be
Andy
that
does
person.
Andy
Yeah.
does like networking events all the time, and I swear he gives out my business cards because I get exploded after like every networking event. I'm like,
You
I
got a new
didn't think I
dentist, a
needed-
new chiropractor.
They call me.
my
Why is Josh
windows are
picking up?
fine on my car. I don't believe I have any kind of a crack. I go out there's a crack. I see Andy throwing a rock at it. Like, yeah, he's right there, bro.
Create the problem to solve it.
He's excellent at that.
So you don't want to be that person, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously the conversation, if they respond, I'm going to get to how their job is. You know, it's the Ford model, right? Family,
Yeah.
occupation, recreation, and dreams. So you want to get
Mhm.
that, but you have to have a response.
The Ford model.
Is it
Ford.
Ford or Frog?
I know it is Ford. Is there a frog?
Yeah, there's a frog.
What's that
What's the
stand for?
frog?
Frog is family, recreational, occupation, and goals.
Oh, that would work too.
And what
I
was
guess you're
Ford.
you're basically swapping goals for dreams. Yeah, Ford.
Oh,
What does
yeah.
it stand for?
Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. But basically, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But in each call, I try to hit like, how's the family? Oh, still going to the jazz.
What are
games,
your
or,
dreams? Single?
Single. Oh,
Yeah.
I wish. No, just-
I feel like I missed out. Like I don't remember Ford or Frog. This is
No.
the first time I've heard about
you
it.
probably just do it natural. Like when you get on the phone with someone, you ask them how they're doing,
Yes.
how the wife, how the kids, are the kids getting?
Yeah,
blah.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And then you know
If
that's
for the
usually-
kids, I always bring up the job.
That's
you
the
know,
occupation.
how's work or like no, we talk about their specific occupation though.
Yeah.
So
And then
Yeah.
recreation, like I know for me, a lot of people when they're doing it to me, they're like, "Hey, these games I see on Facebook."
well, that's occupation. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I am doing it. Okay, so occupation.
And then what they like to do, their recreation. If you know they like
The
to go to Lake
recreation.
Powell.
Oh yeah, have you been paddle boarding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or golfing or
Yeah, I have
Getting
this
them
thing on League of
engaged.
Legends. Yeah,
What
you're not,
did I-
you're not showing up for the League of Legends on
Yeah.
Thursday night. Are you okay? No.
Yeah, what's
Good?
going
I
on?
see you AFK.
Bowling
all
night
dressed-
instead. Sorry.
We all dressed up, and you were not anywhere. You know, so
You ghosted us.
had my elf ears on.
You didn't respond to my happy
Ooh.
birthday.
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
So you go through all that with them, right? You want to have
Okay.
that because what it really at the end of the day, you're just engaging, right? Rapport, and then then they know you, like you, trust you, and then they'll refer you or use you. That's really what it is getting at that level with people.
Wow.
That's
wow.
yeah. So yeah, it's kind of what I try to do daily. And I have agents ask me how are you doing this in this market, this and that. And I'm like, just talk to more people. That
Mhm.
you're not doing enough deals. Talk to more people. Eventually, somebody will say, "Okay, Tim, I want to work."
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Oh,
we try to
yeah.
overcomplicate it with all the
Mhm.
crap, but you know what? It's just about talk.
How do you get over sales reluctance or phone reluctance?
I mean, let's be honest. I think we all have it, until we get that first call out of the way. It's almost like going to the gym, that
Yeah.
first rep. It's like, I got to do that. And then you start doing it and you just start having these conversations. You realize they're not that bad, right? If you're coming from a
Yeah.
place of, as long as you're coming from a place of contribution and help, You're not going in there trying to hard sell them about an appointment. We need to meet tonight so we can sell your house, blah, blah, blah. You don't want, as long as they know that your heart's in the right place, but yeah, that first call is always, when I'm making that first call, I'm always thinking the worst case. That drunk monkey in my mind's always talking like, oh, they're going to hang up. They're going to call you this and that. And then you get on the phone and you realize you're just talking to another person.
Another human being.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
They're gonna hang up.
They're gonna
They don't want to talk.
They're gonna tell me to F off or something. You know?
So scary.
I mean, it's true. Like we all have that, and then I think the best way to combat that is just make that first call.
I think
Dude,
the
that
process
first
kills
person.
it.
Yeah,
You say you do A on this day, B on this day. That process, keep doing that process.
because the more conversations you have with your past clients and your SOI, the better you're going to feel because you're like actually engaging with these people. And so then when you get on the phone and you talk to them or you talk to a potential lead,
Do you talk to 10? Do you usually get like maybe one lead out of that 10?
if you're texting and you're either a lead from them, like they're either going to do something or if they're not planning on doing anything, it's the who do you know?
Oh, I feel like if you call and you're actually getting a real good conversation
over the phone,
it's like 1 in 10.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, holy cow, all I did was pick up a phone and I'm making money out of it. Like, now I know that I'm going to get a deal out of it. And then you're like, by the 10th one, you're like, I can just keep doing this, Just
let's make another 10. Let's get another.
But those first 3, holy cow.
Oh, and you know what? The first 3, I mean, we do it every day, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, they're rough. Sometimes so I make the toughest calls. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this person. So if I screw up on that call, it's not like I'm messing up like the golden egg.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I used to do door-to-door sales.
What you used to sell?
So direct.
Andy, tell us your story.
Direct TV, AT&T. It was like summer sales. I was in high school, like 17, 16 years old.
Wow.
They flew me out to Ohio and Kentucky to knock doors. But I was like a uber introvert. Like I was like
shy,
geeky Asian kid, all that kind of stuff.
You were Asian? I was going to say.
Yeah. Wow. I'm sorry I didn't tell you guys. My bad.
That is your bad.
But yeah, I would it would drop me off in these locations, whatever, and then I would just like skip 3 doors until I knocked the first one. I would like knock and then I would skip 3 doors and then knock the first one. Because I was like so scared, Now it's like normal, whatever. But it was like my first time ever doing sales.
Why would you skip the 3 doors?
Dude, I'm like, shoot, that door's kind of ugly. So I would like make some excuses, to not knock it.
They probably have a dog.
Yeah, they probably have a dog. It was just like
They don't look like they could afford rent. Skip to the next.
Yeah, even though I'm selling a cheaper model. Yeah.
Oh wow!
I didn't know you did door to door, man.
Yeah, it was my first sales gig, and then I came back. I really liked it, and then I started selling for weed lawn care service because I really liked it, and then I did that for like 2 semesters in high school.
So you've been doing sales too all year.
Yeah, a little bit, but like before I got into sales, I couldn't even talk to someone. It was like
nervous and all that.
Oh yeah, I was like, I can't even talk to like my own family.
God, I sell like lawn care stuff and stuff. Do you want to buy some? No.
Yeah. You want it?
It goes on the lawn, and you put it on there, and yeah.
At some point,
I could save you $100 on your cable bill, Dad, but I'm too scared to talk to you about it. So,
yeah.
Wow, you're a super introvert.
Oh yeah, super.
I wouldn't have guessed that now because you're
an extrovert. And that's such a strange conversation. Everybody says, "Oh, you're an extrovert," and I'm like, dude, I'm sweating bad. No, you have to force yourself.
Oh yeah.
To put yourself out there sometimes, and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I
after you do it a couple times, it becomes like more and more normal. You get
especially
more
when you don't want to. Right?
Oh,
there's times where like, okay, I'm pumped, I'm ready to go. Yeah. But it's the days when you're like, I really don't even want to be here. You have to force yourself to do it, right? Because it doesn't matter how you feel, it still has to be done.
Yeah,
Still have to make those calls.
So you did so you started doing sales while you were in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
was
you did
like,
it at 16.
yeah, it was like 16, 17. It was like, I think it was like sophomore, or junior year.
I'm pretty competitive. In my first sales job, I think I was 17 going on 18.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So he's hardcore.
He's 16 and he goes for the summer job.
I had to sell my parents on going.
oh,
That was my first sales gig.
your first sales gig was selling
your parents.
Because I had
That's
to,
cool.
you know, I was like 16, 17, right? So I had to fly to a whole nother state.
At 16.
Yeah, whole nother state for 5 months, whatever, 4 or 5 months.
What happened to
And
school?
it was during the summer.
Oh, during
So
summertime.
it
you
was
were doing
during the
whole
summer.
summertime.
So it was like right when the school ended, you know, I was there and then I would be back just
so you've
ready
always
for school.
been an entrepreneur.
So I just did that, you know. It was like, yeah. But
That's
I liked it.
hardcore.
Was that your first job?
No, so I actually worked at Smith's the summer before that, but I hated it because I was considered what's called a courtesy clerk,
What do they do?
and quote unquote a bagger.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we call this guy a courtesy. He's really a bagger.
Courtesy clerk.
Dude, I
I
was
didn't
like
know
the
that's what you're supposed to call them.
I
I've been
know,
calling them
dude.
baggers. I feel bad.
I know I'm the professional top supermarket food chains courtesy clerk.
Really? Oh, I think I've seen your picture up in Smith's.
Oh
He
yeah.
bags groceries like none other, man.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm
Fast.
fast.
Associate of the century.
Associate
So
century.
you were at Smith's. That was your first job. That's customer service.
Yeah, that was
'Cause you
customer
gotta make sure you
service.
give it to them right.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta bag it correctly. You can't. You gotta have like the dairy with the dairy and the vegetables with the
Can't
vegetables.
over put too much weight in the bag because it rips.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So-
Oh yeah. So I had to do all that kind of
Did
stuff.
you ever help anybody like take it to their car?
Oh yeah.
Of
They would
course you
tip
did.
me.
What a nice guy.
They would tip me. They would
Oh, is that why you did it? You'd sit there.
Yeah.
Be like
He loads it up in there. He stands behind their car, and they're like, "We're trying to leave." He's like, he doesn't leave.
excuse me?
He was
excuse me?
a mandatory tip.
That's fun. I can't believe you did it at 16. That takes some balls, dude. Some
Yeah.
cojones.
Oh yeah. Well, I just want to make money.
Yeah.
That was the end goal. I was
And then
like,
knocking doors. That's hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
no joke.
so then yeah, and then I started knocking doors because I heard you can make more money than Smith's. You know, because I was a
Sell. There's no ceiling.
I know.
Yeah.
So that's why I did it.
Also, no floor. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we had to pay for our like own rent.
Dang.
Baggers pay for their own rent?
No, door to door. When I
When he was
flew
out
to
of-
Ohio.
Oh,
You get to pay a
yeah,
monthly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like room
So you
fee.
had to like at least close like 2 a month.
Couldn't just coast. Just go live there for the summer. You had to
Yeah.
actually work.
Yeah, I didn't close something for like a month.
Oh, what'd you do? Did you live outside?
They put them on the back patio. Like once you close one, you can come in on the couch. 2, you're in a bedroom.
2 in the bedroom.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
like learning by fire there.
And that's that. Talk about scary. Like you can do
Mhm.
that. You can do anything. Going
yeah.
out of state to sell door to door. That's
Oh.
I got so stressed selling door to door. I sold for First Line. I got
Mhm.
so stressed I broke out in hives. I've never broken out in hives.
In hives?
from just being so nervous.
Yeah, my whole face like
sweating
swelled
and-
up like an embryo. I looked like an embryo. Like my eyes were like
Wow.
they're
Wow.
closed.
Like Hitch.
Yeah, I'm like I had to
Allergic
tell my
reaction.
roomie like, hey, take me to the hospital, dude. I think something's wrong. He's like, yeah, definitely something wrong. I thought I was gonna die. I
You're
was so
swollen
scared, but it was
all-
itch. It was just like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that exact same thing.
Wow.
But yeah, it is extremely stressful. They stuck me in St. Paul, Minneapolis.
St. Paul, Minneapolis. What did you
Yeah.
sell?
Wow, that's
security.
hardcore.
Security.
Security.
So like
Everybody needs security there. Huh?
to the ghetto, dude. It was pretty rough.
And you were what, 17, 18?
I was 18, like right out of high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that was scary, dude.
I bet.
Oh yeah, some ghetto areas. I still remember.
There's dudes,
Yeah.
you know,
Some-
with
yeah.
pit bulls on their stoops.
Dude, I have
I'm
a
like, hey, have you thought about a security system? He's like,
This is my
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah,
I had a situation where I opened the door and the pit bull chased me.
Oh,
And,
Oh, wow.
you know, I opened the door.
You on mute?
no.
Am I mute?
Desktop's on
Oh, okay.
desktop audio.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. Okay. So it chased you.
Yeah, so I opened the door and this big, huge dog just comes out and starts chasing me. So I ran in circles in their front yard, like in front of them.
And the
still wanted
dog
that
kept chasing
cell.
you in circle, didn't go direct line at you.
He still wanted to sell. He wanted to stay in the
It's like,
yard.
gotta
Yeah.
go for another 10 minutes if you buy
I'm like-
one from me.
Yeah, so the owner like grabbed my arm. Stop running. He just wants to play.
Oh,
But man, that dog was
The next
scary.
day he was on a flight home. He's like, I'm done with this door-to-door thing.
dude, I thought I was a little wankster too, trying to sell to the ghetto, dude. It was the-
You learned. You grew up
I
fast. that
learned
day.
I'm not at
Yeah.
all made for that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
No.
it was pretty funny.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
So cool.
What was your Oh man, this has been great.
This is fun.
conversation.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, see?
yeah. If
Thanks for
anything else
having
you
me
wanna
on
talk
this.
about, or
I think I'm good.
you think you're good?
Do you guys have any other questions or anything else you want to talk?
No, I think we're probably good. How much time was that? What time was it? 2? Did we start?
A little after 1.
Dang, dude.
An hour, baby.
Whoa. that
Content,
is
just like a
cool, bro.
conversation, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a lot of fun. Appreciate everybody listening to our conversation here with Tim Learned, killer realtor right here. Leave his contact information in the bio. You need an
Thanks,
excellent realtor that's going to take care of you and really care about you. Reach out to him. We've learned so much about sales. I had no idea what direction we're going to take this, but holy cow.
We had a good time, didn't
learned
we?
a lot.
It
Yeah.
was fun.
Dude, we talk about Tim sometimes because Tim's always so positive. We're like,
Yeah.
we got to be like Tim because some days we're like,
yeah.
we're so chill.
We need
Yeah.
to Tim it up. We need to
We
be
need
a
to
little bit
Timinator.
more Tim.
Yeah.
We need more Tim today. You're like, you look a little down. You need a little more.
Remember Tim?
Tim
Little
it
pick
up.
me up. Have some.
What would Tim do right now?
What
He'd
would
say,
Tim do right
what's wrong? Let's go. Let's do
Let's
this.
go.
What would Tim do?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's awesome. Well, and I appreciate you guys having me on this.
Yeah. Thank
This
you
has been
so much.
fun.
Cool, brother.
Great to learn
Yeah.
about both of you,
Yeah.
everything, and share a little bit. So thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Awesome.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay. See you guys.
Is that good?